Hi everybody and welcome back to the Bar. We are in the month of June. We are so excited for June. I am because it's winter and your girl loves winter. But nevertheless, June is about youth. It's about fathers. It's about fathers. And this month we really want to highlight the characteristics of fathers, their role in our lives, as well as the impact of them not being there. You know, from a young age, I knew how fortunate I was to have my father in my life. Why, you might ask? I grew up in a less fortunate area, and the people that was in my class and throughout primary to high school, I've met a lot of young people that did not have a father, and it was like a norm. And when people would speak about their dad did this, or if I would say my daddy brought me this, my dad is like, verstaan, hulle ken nie daai nie, because why? Fathers was always just missing. They were missing in the people's lives, in the children's lives. So I knew how fortunate I was to have my father. And sometimes I think dads does not understand how important their role is in a girl's life, in a boy's life, in a child's life. And I'm going to speak about my dad right now because I think the privilege I was given to have a father that stayed is something to highlight. It's something to celebrate. And I know it shouldn't be like such a taboo something, because a father is supposed to stay, hy moet bly. Maar die wêreld wat ons in bly, the world we live in today, het ons nou nie daai nie. Fathers are literally just disappearing out of children's lives, and they will meet them years after they've gone through all the ups and downs, and then they only meet their father. And some of the girls, they even, they fell pregnant, or they're going to the wrong crowds because they're looking for a father figure. Some of the boys, they go into the wrong crowds. They become gangsters and all sorts of things because they really, really needed a father. So, with that being said, my dad, I have a phenomenal dad. My pa is baie streng. Wat ek opgegroei het met my pa, vreeslik baie streng. Ek kon nie uitslaap nie, unless ek jok as ek slaap met my niggie, sy so gaan na YouTube, as ek daar nie, ek is met my vriende, of ek is met my niggies, but ons is somewhere else by die klopse, of a ding, or my daddy wouldn't let us go out at night. If it was 6 o'clock, as was binne in die huis, en nou maar die ander kinders hou dop of deur die tralies, hoe hulle speel, en dan also kyk gemaak as hulle shine na jou, maar hulle sê hulle moet kom was en kom slaap. So we were really sheltered as children, and because we lived in a day, not dangerous, but okay, it was dangerous. Maar if you stay in the area, dan weet jy nou nie is dangerous, because jy ken die gangster of die whatever wat daar rondloop, so is it dangerous vir jou nie. But it was a dangerous area and a poverty-stricken area, and my father just wanted to protect us. And my dad is a very good provider. He's a very good counselor. Like my pa se advice, enige persoon wat vir hom in contact kom, hy het 'n oor om te luister, and he would just deposit this pearls of wisdom into you. And that was for me growing up. Like, ek kan onthou, ek was op skool, né? Ek was goed op skool gewees, but the reason why I could be that good is because they celebrated anything. As ek nou net sê, Terry, ek was nou die beste ingekalle, hulle was like, wow, you did a great job, en waar as in my klas, nee, ek gaan nou voorbeeld maak, in my klas toe ek op high school was, ek 'n vriend gehad, she was so good in maths, ek is die good in maths, nee, and then I got like 55 out of 100, I think, at the time, and my dad then was so proud of me. I was like, wow. Then she came the next day and said, yo, she's so stressed out. She got 85. En haar pa was nie happy met haar nie. Haar pa is like, is die wat jy vir my bring? En dis jou goed genoeg nie, en sy wil dit en na. Sy gat nie. And she was so discouraged, you know, sy begin roek sommer of whatever, because why? Niks wat ek doen is goed genoeg vir my pa nie. En hier ek on the other end, 55 points, my pa dink ek is the genius. And that's the type of things they instilled in us. They always celebrated me and my brother with the littlest things that we've done. Hulle sal nooit vir ons, as ons nou iets gefail het, hulle sal nooit sê, julle is good for nothing, or how could you do that, you stupid. Hy word het nooit hulle mond uitgekom, en so altyd sê, is okay, as it meant to be nie, is okay, jy kan nog weer môre try, of is okay. That's the type of parents and father that I had growing up. And you know, my daddy really gave me the confidence that I have today. Ek was met my altyd a dik girl gewees, you know? Always a chubby little girl. Growing up, teenage years, toddler. En kykie, no? Going out into the world, mense sal vir jou laat weet, jy is different. They will let you know, jy kom met die huis, all so beautiful and proud of yourself. Hulle sal vir jou sê, wat gaan, jy is aan vet geword, of jy is da. But my pa het vir my die confidence gegee. Ek kan nou wat die ou klere aan het, wat ek nou net klaar gewas en aangetrek, so my pa sê, maar jy lyk baie mooi, jou hare lyk baie mooi. My ma het altyd gesê, Here, jy kry meer compliments as wat ek kry wat die vrou is. But my dad really treated me like a little princess. Tot vandag toe. Ek is nog 'n groot vrou vandag. Maar die would still, as ek my broer gaan drop na kyk, as hy sê, my poppy's like smart, things like, look at that outfit, or whatever. As ek like, thank you, Dad, you know. I felt myself because of the confidence my dad, you know, instilled in me. Growing up in school, in high school, primary school, en iemand het miskien nou iets lelik vir my gesê, het geval soos water van my rug af, because ek het klaar confidence in my, you know, ek het nie gaan hele in 'n hoekie or whatever nie. I held my head up high. I knew my father thought I was the most beautiful girl in the world, and that's all that mattered, you know, that was all that mattered. En ek was popular op die school, is mis gewoonlik vir mense kan popular wees of whatever nie, but ek het gedoen whatever ek gedoen het, because my pa het geglo in my abilities, en hy was excited as ek kom sê, dit is nou weer so gemaak, of dit gemaak, hy sê, gaan vir dit my kind. He was extremely encouraging. En as ek deur iets gegaan het wat my seer gemaak het, he would be there and keep on saying, no Shayna, that's not who you are, this is who you are. Kyk jy nog laas jaar gaan ek deur 'n tawwe tyd in my werkplek, and I felt like nothing. Like, my pa bel my, like a video call, en my ma so met die phone onder die neus te, jy know, ek moes al die groot mense aan die phone. En hy sê, Pop, ek verstaan, wat gaan aan met hulle? Sê, ek het nie meer luister, ek kan nie meer dit doen nie. I just sat and cried while my dad and my mom was on the call with me, and my pa's like, excuse you, wie die man wie jy is? Wie die wat jy al geaccomplish het? Wie die da. En my pa, hy het net vir my om en heel net. But I felt so good after that phone call, because I'm like, it took me back to when I was growing up, that nothing I did was bad, like for my pa, and my pa altyd vir my gecelebrate, and I thank God for that. Because of that, I could see such the same things in other people, you know, I could celebrate people, because my dad celebrated the little things in our lives, the little accomplishments wat jy gedoen het, so dit het vir my laat weet dat ek kon dieselfde goeie sien in ander mense, en vir hulle celebrate, en vir hulle laat weet dat julle is amazing, en ja, dit is nou my pa se rol in my lewe. He was my advisor, he was my hype man. Not was he is, he still is, and I think will always be. Want weet julle wat gebeur nou die dag? Ek en my man, ek is getroud vir amper 8 jaar. My pa vra vir my, pas na hulle toe gaan. My man het iets genoem dat, Daddy, ek moet nou gaan, because this afternoon I have to be somewhere, something like that. Toe kom ek by my ma, hulle sê is die aan, toe kom ons die aan, nou is gedoen het, whatever. En ons praat hiervan en daarvan en whatever, en like my pa, So waar was julle vanmiddag? Wat het julle gedoen vanmiddag? I'm like, ek voel al op hier. Ek is 'n teenager in die huis. Ek moet antwoord waar was ek? Wanneer gaan ek? Waar was ek? I'm like, he doesn't understand. I'm a grown woman, a 30-something-year-old woman, married. Ek het my eie lewe nie, but that's just the amazing father that he is and was, and I think always will be. En ek dank die Here vir hom. Ek dank die Here dat ek so 'n pa, dat hy vir my gebore het in die wêreld. Met so 'n pa. And my wish is that every child experiences that. But I'm not a naive to think that I wasn't privileged to have that, because a lot of young girls and boys did not experience that growing up, and because of that we have a lot of social ills in our communities because of missing fathers. So this month we will be talking about different facets of having a father. Some people has lost their father in death. Some people may have had a father that never was interested, sorry for the car, the father that was never interested in them and in their lives, and because of this and that, this is how they turned out, or this is how they rose above. And I'm just excited to share these stories. Myself and Caitlin, we're just so excited to share these stories with you this month. And we trust God that we reach somebody today. And I just want to let you know that if you are a dad watching this, whether you are young or an older dad, you are important in the lives of your children. Your role is so significant. You build up your child. You build up that man to know what he's worth and where he's going. You build up that young little lady to grow into a confident, freedom of speech type of lady. Ek sê nou 'n verkeerde woord, but she is bold enough to speak her mind and not be shunned in this world. You dad, you do that. And if there's somebody watching and you've never had a dad, or your dad was never interested, or you lost a dad, know that we have a Father in heaven, Jesus Christ, en hy is ons pa, en hy sal jou nooit los nie. Hy sal jou nooit in die steek laat hê. He won't fail you. All you have to do is just pray to him, and he will be whatever you need him to be, and he will love you through whatever you had to face growing up without a dad. So ja, julle, daai is my put oor 'n pa. As ek my gevra is, julle is welkom om te vra. You are welcome to ask it in the comment section and we will answer. The video after this will be my lovely co-host Caitlin, and she will be talking about her daddy and his role in her life. And ons sien julle dan die res van June. I love you guys.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to yet another episode of the Debar. We are in June month, guys. We are 6 months into the year. We got 6 months to go, and you know what? I'm proud of you for doing the most, like we like to say. And so, of course, with the month of June, we celebrate one of the most pivotal people in our lives, and that is, of course, fathers. And I'm going to start off with a verse. It's in Psalms, and it's Psalms 103 verse 13, and it says that as a father has compassion on his children, so the Lord has compassion on those who fear him. Now, of course, everything comes from the Father God, and it just goes not down, but it just follows through. And I would say that if anything, the Lord uses the Father for everything. He is the foundation, he is the support, he is the guidance, he is the one who shows us the love of the Father. And this verse also got me thinking about, of course, because it's Father's Day and we are going to talk about our dads, it got me thinking about my dad and how he plays an important role in my life, especially when it comes to the teaching of God. My dad, because this verse says that as a father has compassion on his children, so the Lord has compassion on those who fear him. And oftentimes, you don't want to say your parents are strict, but if you look at this, it says fear him, fear God. And my dad has really taught me what it is to really love God in fearing him, because in fearing him we are actually showing true love and true submissiveness and humbleness to him. My dad taught me from a young age. I think I was at the age of 8, and I saw my dad's life transpire from downhill to just going up because of the role that he took on in his life when starting to love God and to learn about God, and his light allowed me to want to walk in that path and want to know who God is and how to love him My dad really showed the sense of comfort. He is the emotional stability in my life, I would say. My daddy is the one that he will always be the one that I will call on when I need him. He's there. He's he is a man of many words. Sometimes people will also say, you know what, you and your dad is kind of the same when it comes to speaking and just being the extrovert. And I think that when that light came upon him, it allowed me also to come out of my shell, because I was quite a quiet child growing up, but just seeing him being this light and being this guidance, and just allowing me to walk in his footsteps, it got me out of that comfort zone. You would say that when your dad corrects you, no, don't correct me. I feel like both of us are stubborn, but he always brings it back to the word. And there's no better way to direct a child than the word, which brings peace, comfort, and joy. My dad is always the one in a decision that even when he's not there, he is present, because I'm thinking about in the decisions that I make, what would my daddy think about this? What is he going to say? Because if I feel safe enough to know in my mind that if he would have been okay with it, even if I don't tell him, then I feel fine, because if he's kind of put that in me where his judgment makes me feel safe, because I know his judgment comes from a place of love, from a place of God, because I know that he stands firm in his foundation with God. And so, yes, my daddy, I would always think of him as he's the guy with the money. My dad is a go-getter. Whatever he thinks about, he's going to do. And I feel like that is what I love about him. Whatever, he's a business person. Whatever he puts his mind to, he's going to do it. He's built a foundation that is strong for us. He has allowed us to individually grow with his guidance still at bay. My daddy, I remember with my friends, or if you bring a guy or whatever, they would say, yo, but your daddy looks strict, and your daddy's, how do we talk to him? I don't know. And then just to sit in this conversation, seeing that he's just a little bubbly person. Or if you bring a guy or whatever, they would say, yo, but your daddy looks strict, and your daddy's, how do we talk to him? I don't know. And then just to sit in this conversation, seeing that he's just a little bubbly person. Yes, he's very straightforward, but he loves to talk, he loves to make jokes, you know. And with saying that, I've seen also, what stood out for me was my dad would take in like random people from anywhere from the road, and we would just see someone comes in and they're sleeping for the night. He has a heart of gold when it comes to giving. He will give his last just to see someone else have enough. And that is also the way he showed me the heart of the Father in his giving. He wouldn't think twice about helping someone in need. Like I said, random people will come, and I've learned that it's not about feeling the joy, but when you help someone, that sense of, you helped someone. And just watching my daddy do that, always wanting to be the forefront, always wanting to help, always wanting to be the voice of someone that can't speak up for themselves, and just allowing him to help them was what inspired me, and still inspires me, because he still does that to this very day. My dad is very knowledgeable, and his skills and experiences he has instilled in me, I think will go up until forever. And so, with saying that, a dad plays a very important role. Your dad is your foundation. He is your light. He is the person that you can call upon, the person that when you need is there. He really shows you what the love of the Father is. And even if he isn't a man of many words, he is a man that shows you what it is to be there for someone, what it is to love someone without boundaries, and what it is to be direct but also to show the most compassion, what it is to have everything on your shoulders because you are the foundation of your family, but yet still be that person that has joy, that brings joy, that shows continuous commitment because God has ordained them to be that person, to be that forefront. And so a dad is most definitely 110% a hero. He is everything. He's Superman, Spider-Man. Joking. He is everything in your life. And yes, so with that, I just want to say a very big happy Father's Day to the best men, to the best fathers. Thank you for doing everything and continuing to do that for your family, for people that are not your family, and for just stepping in and guiding, showing love, showing care, and doing the most. you.